Hi, I am Jojo. I'm a Grand America hero. Auntie is autism. And with the help of crazy mothers, you can recover autism too. I'm your hero.
Hi, I'm Janelle Sullivan from Heartline Foundation. I'm the founder, and I'm also the mother to this little guy, Joey Sullivan.
I'm his father, Joe Sullivan.
He's also a board member of Heartline Foundation. And this little guy used to have severe autism. Jojo, you want to tell him?
Well, the biggest dinosaur on Earth was 17 feet long. That is longer than a whole T-Rex's. That was over long as is almost as long as a plane.
I look forward to sharing with you my son's recovery story, and I hope that this inspires many of you out there to take control of your child's health and turn this around for yourselves. Our kids deserve a bright future. More of what your brother likes to do, play in water.
Yep, he basically likes to do whatever he wants to do.
They're just learning how to ride a bike. Let's get those feet pushing. Best grocery shopping trip ever. Now, I didn't take any videos of the complete hellish moments when my son was banging his head on cement to bleed or biting himself to bleed, but I do have some testimonials of that.
Joey, the first time I babysat him 2 years ago, he was, I don't even have words to explain how much of a trouble he caused. He bit himself, and he was bleeding. He bit himself so hard he bled. He bit me, I was bleeding. And I don't even know how to explain how much of a trouble he was.
Hey Jojo. When I first met Jojo, Janelle came in here. She had a black eye. She was beat up. She was crying. He was headbanging. He was out of control. And look at him now. He's picking things off the shelf, putting things back that he's told not to take. He's a big boy. He's come so far. He picked out the apples, the bananas. You want to get down? The apple juice.
Have a good day.
He was such an amazing little shopper today. He was. You're such a good boy. It's amazing. The most important part of this journey is faith. Believing that you can recover your child. Giving thanks in advance for the miracle. Having the emotional state to attract that into your life. Autism is my third medical miracle. In 2000, I started working on Heartline Foundation as the idea of health education that makes a difference. I wanted to end the school shootings. I knew in my heart that I was meant to go to Circle of Miracles, to learn Reiki, to take what I learned there and turn it into health education that makes a difference, a program that could go into public school systems. Whereas in what I learned in church, couldn't go into a public school system. I'm your Reiki master teacher. I draw Japanese symbols over your head, blow in your face, slap the palms of your hands, and grant you the power to heal. That is not going to go into a public school system. So I turned Reiki and Course in Miracles into health education that makes a difference, where it's about using the power of your heart to let go of fear and replacing fear with the good in your heart. The first step is connecting to your heart's higher power of oxygen. When we get stressed, our body's natural instinct is for your stomach muscles to tighten up and to breathe out your chest. But picture somebody hyperventilating. That's exactly how they're breathing, from the chest. And they'll pass out, their stomach muscles will relax, and then they'll regain consciousness. When you're breathing from your diaphragm, lower in your body, you're connecting to your heart's higher power of oxygen. It is in the lower portion of the lungs that oxygen is absorbed, and it is in the upper portion of the lungs that carbon dioxide is released. Instead of the chakras, I teach the endocrine system. And your endocrine system releases hormones and endorphins into your bloodstream so that your thoughts create feelings. And your thoughts can either be empowering to your heart and promote you to feel good and do strong and great things, or your thoughts can be disempowering, like this shouldn't be happening, and can cripple you in fear. So we want our thoughts to be empowering. We want to convert our pain into power and develop health and well-being in the process. So autism has definitely been my most challenging miracle. Watching other people's kids recover in my son's path has also been the most rewarding. So to date, we've got 3 kids that have lost their autism diagnosis following my son's path. That means a lot to me. We want to breathe in a deep love and acceptance and let go of conflict and allow our heart's peace to enter. We want to be at peace. We don't want to be at conflict. If we're at conflict, that's going to cause us to tighten up. And our connective tissue starts building walls. And those walls don't let the blood come in to reach our heart or our cells, so that our cells can't feel the good that our blood has to deliver to it. 2 is I trust in my heart's truth to show me the way. Therefore, I have no need to worry, for I'm confident in my heart's innate wisdom. If you believe in your fears, you will create them. If you believe that your boss is going to fire you, it's going to affect the way that you hear him, it's going to affect the way that you respond, it's going to affect the way that you concentrate on the job, it will become a self-fulfilled prophecy. With this, I like to show a picture of your DNA. And this explains how all answers are within, but yet we can be completely disconnected from them. In the B cell, this is your healthy DNA, what it should look like. 2 spiral staircases going up 2 helixes. Now in A DNA, it's just pushed down a little shorter, and in Z DNA, you only have a helix and a half. That one is linked to a cancer and psoriasis. Those are both disease mutated DNA. They're all the same DNA. But your DNA structure will change as your emotional state changes. So you can be going through the day and feeling great, and all of a sudden you find out that somebody that you're very dear to your heart died. And your gut instinct is, no, it's not true. Your insides, you feel like puking, dying. I mean, instantly, your health changes. With A DNA and Z DNA, I like to think of them as victim and perpetrator. I did all this for you. Who the heck asked you to? Okay, so they coexist together. Whereas in B DNA, does what it knows is right. It knows it's in its right actions, whether you like it or not. That's called tough love. And this journey of autism recovery is filled with tough love. This is a strength that you're really going to want to connect with. But what I like about this is it explains how all answers are within, but we can be completely disconnected to them. But how do you let emotional issues out when you're dealing with somebody who's nonverbal? Through homeopathy. And we will get to that. We will get to that. We will get to learn how to release the energy of pharmaceutical drugs, not just the energy of what we're telling ourselves, but what we've actually been injected to feel. So when we cover cease therapy, it's going to explain how to heal these gene mutations. But this is what they look like, and this is how it's possible. The last one is, I listen and speak with my heart honestly. Therefore, I breathe ease into fight, flight, or freeze. So your thyroid represents what you put your energy into, okay? And we want to put our energy into speaking from that calm, loving voice in our heart. If we're yelling and screaming, then we're yelling and screaming over that voice, okay? And if we're not talking to somebody, then we're not doing our work, okay? Because our work is to circulate love and joy and connection and goodness, no matter what it is that we encounter. It's not about what we encounter, it's about what we circulate. And adrenals. We want to breathe ease into fight, flight, or freeze. Reprogramming our body to behave better, to be better, and to do better.
Hi, I first called Julie in October of 2016 for my son Jojo. He has autism. At the time, I was in complete denial. I remember calling her and telling her that he was banging his head on the ground to bleed and biting to bleed. But this was normal, right? And she yelled at me and she said, no, this is brain inflammation. This is not normal. And you need to take this seriously.
Look at my child. He had obvious brain inflammation, a bulging fontanelle on the front of his head. He was diagnosed on the 98th plus percentile on the autism spectrum with a DSM-5 diagnosis.